Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. Welcome to CalFresh Extravaganza. My name is Noemi Ramirez, and I am the ASI CalFresh Specialist, and I'll also be the host for today's webinar. Again, thank you so much for joining. CalFresh really is a great tool for college students, and it can definitely help stretch your food budget. Put in other words, CalFresh really is free money for groceries. So just to give a quick preview what to expect for today's webinar, we will have a presentation from San Diego County employees giving more detail about what CalFresh is and its requirements to apply for CalFresh. And we will also hear from Cougar Care Network and the ASI Cougar Pantry just about the additional resources that they offer on campus. Towards the end, I will also go a little bit more in detail about how you can receive CalFresh application assistance from CSUSM. All right, and just a quick note, there will be a couple giveaways throughout the event, so make sure you pay attention because the way how this will be done is that we will ask questions and it will be based on the presentations. So whoever gets the correct answer and is be able to comment first will receive a swag item. So make sure you pay attention throughout the event. All right, and let's go ahead and get started. If our first panelists want to share their screen and introduce themselves, you can go ahead.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is David, and I am one of the social workers that reports to HCSS, and I'm just going to share my screen with you guys so you can see the PowerPoint. All right. All right, and can everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so again, good afternoon, everybody. Again, my name is David, and this afternoon we're going to talk a little bit about the CalFresh program. So what is the CalFresh? CalFresh is it's the California implementation of the Federal Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which used to be known as the Food Stamps Program. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about it, the food stamps. So now it's known as CalFresh. CalFresh is the largest food program in California, and it provides an essential hunger safety net to fight food insecurities. CalFresh provides financial assistance for purchasing food to California residents. However, this afternoon, today, we're focusing on you guys, on our local County of San Diego students. CalFresh provides monthly food benefits to families and to students, such as yourselves. This program helps individuals and families purchase more nutritious foods, such as fruits and vegetables and other healthy items. The goal of this program is to improve quality of life for Californians by helping more families have access to healthy and nutritious foods. Okay, so now that you guys have a little bit of a background in regards to this program, let's go ahead and talk about some of the CalFresh eligibility for students. Susan?
Hi, folks. Thank you for attending today. Thank you for coming. CalFresh eligibility for college students. Who's considered a college student for the CalFresh program? Students between the ages of 18 and 49 years old, enrolled at least half-time in an institution of higher education, physically and mentally fit, and half-time is determined by the institution in which you are enrolled. It varies, so thank you. Okay, Tracy?
Hi, my name is Tracy. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. Typically, college students are not eligible to receive CalFresh benefits unless they have an exemption. So listed are a few of the exemptions, and I'll go over them. You need to be a Cal Grant A or B recipient, be a member of the Extended Opportunity Program and Services, or the EOPS program, be a member of the Disabled Student Programs and Services, or DSPS, be a member of the CSU Student Academic Services, or MESA, which is Mathematics, Engineering, Science Achievement Program, be a member of Fresh Success, or the ACE program. Another exemption is to be approved or accepted for a federal work study program, even if you're not placed in a work study, as long as you're approved for a work study, that would be an exemption for the CalFresh program. Also, working an average of 20 or more hours a week or 80 hours a month is another exemption to be a participant in the CalFresh program. This is not an inclusive list of the exemptions. If you are in a program and you're not sure if your program exempts you and makes you potentially eligible to CalFresh, don't let that deter you from applying. Go ahead and apply, list your exemption, and the CalFresh worker will make a determination of whether or not your program exempts you and allows you to participate in the CalFresh program. Be aware that the state continues to look for further exemptions for students and to add to the list of exemptions to allow college students like yourself to apply for and be a participant in the CalFresh program. Okay, uh, David?
All right, so now what can I buy with CalFresh? So once you guys are approved, you can purchase nutritious foods such as fruits and vegetables. You can purchase beans, fish, poultry, meat. You can purchase rice, bread, cereal, milk, and cheese, for example. And you guys can also purchase seeds and plants that produce food. Now, there is a few items that you cannot purchase with the EBT card, okay, with the CalFresh. You cannot purchase items such as alcohol, tobacco, cigarettes, non-food items such as pet food, toilet paper, diapers, soap. You cannot purchase vitamins or medicine. And also, with the EBT card, you cannot purchase hot foods or fast foods. However, let me tell you guys about the RMP program. The RMP stands for Restaurant Meals Program. Okay, so you cannot purchase hot foods or fast food unless you fit in one of the three conditions to qualify for the Restaurant Meals Program. And those three conditions are being elderly over the age of 60, being disabled, or being homeless. Okay, if you fit under one of those three conditions, elderly over 60, disabled, or homeless, then yourself and your spouse can use the EBT card to purchase meals from over 300 participating fast food restaurants in your area throughout San Diego County. And for a full list of all of the participating restaurants in your area, you can visit the County of San Diego website under the Restaurant Meals Program tab. Susan?
Okay, how do I buy food with CalFresh? CalFresh benefits are assessed by using an electronic benefit transfer card, commonly known as an EBT card. An EBT card is used the same way you would use a debit or ATM card, it's like a credit card. So eligibility and the amount of CalFresh benefits you receive depend on individual factors such as income and certain living expenses. And these benefits can be used at many grocery stores and farmer markets. Thank you. Tracy?
So, what verifications will you need to submit to the CalFresh worker in order for your eligibility to be determined? You will need a photo ID, you will need proof of income, so income verification, financial aid information. You will need to provide proof of residency because even though CalFresh is a federal program, you will need to prove that you are a San Diego resident in order to be eligible for CalFresh benefits. The next two, utility bill and rent receipt, are optional. You don't need to submit those, but it is in your best interest to submit utility bill and a rent receipt as those are deductions in your expenses, and that those deductions may possibly be able to get you more CalFresh benefits in your monthly allotment. So be prepared to submit those if you have them because it'll serve you well. You need to provide proof of citizenship status if you're not a US citizen. And finally, you will need to submit your social security number, not necessarily the card itself, but the worker will need your social security number in order to determine your eligibility for CalFresh benefits. Okay, David?
Okay, so now how do I apply for the CalFresh benefits? Well, it's a very easy process, you guys. You have two options, okay? The first option would be online using your laptop or your smartphone. The second option is by dialing 211 from any phone. But the easiest way, you guys, is using your smartphone and logging into the getcalfresh.org, which is that first website you see there. It's a very simple, it's user-friendly, and it's confidential. So it takes less than 10 minutes to complete this application. The site will ask you basic information like your first name, your last name, your date of birth, your social, your phone number, your address, your income, and your expenses. That's it. Once you fill in your information into the required fields, there's a section at the end of the application where you can upload any verifications that you might have. Now, if you don't have any verifications on hand, don't worry. Submit the application anyways, and the worker will call you within a couple of business days, and they will give you up to 30 days to provide any verifications that you might need in order to approve you. At this time, you guys, due to COVID, the county is being very, very flexible when it comes to this program. If you are missing a specific verification, for example, the worker can take your verbal statement due to COVID. If you are able to submit all of your verifications once you submit the application, and if the worker deems you eligible without even calling you, they could completely just waive the interview at this time again due to COVID, and they will just approve you. You will receive your approval notice in the mail without even having to speak to the worker. So take advantage. Don't let a missing verification prevent you from applying, okay? So take advantage, you guys. The second website you see on there is mybenefitscalwin.org. On this site, you can request other county benefit programs such as CalWorks, Medi-Cal, General Relief, along with the CalFresh. So if you want to apply for other benefits, you can visit that website there. And again, you can upload all of your verifications into that specific site. And if you don't have any, don't worry about it. The worker can either use your verbal statement or they can even waive the interview if you do have it and you submit it. And then the second way that you can apply is by calling 211. If you dial 211 from any phone, a live representative can help you complete the application over the phone. Or if you'd like, they can also mail you a paper packet so that you can complete the application at your own pace and submit it once you are ready. So these are the ways that you guys can request the CalFresh benefits. Is there any questions that you guys might have at this time?
And I believe you all can enter your questions on the Q&A. We won't see, I don't think we'll see any names or anything. We'll just see your questions.
Okay.
I have a question. Oh, there's actually a question. Well, I have a question. Let's start it off there. What if a college student lives with a roommate and prepares meals with said roommate?
So, Ismael, do you want to?
Yes. Hi. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ismael Lopez. I'm one of the managers with the County of San Diego Hospital and Community Support Services. So that's an excellent question to me. So we know that the living situation here in San Diego County is super expensive, and a lot of folks have to share housing. So what we do is that we look at the individual and then we evaluate depending on their housing situation. So if it's a roommate where these folks purchase and prepare their meals together, which is kind of like the key, if they purchase and prepare their meals together, then we consider them one household, which means that we would also require the information for that other individual. If it's a household where all they're doing really is just sharing, you know, the housing space, and they purchase and prepare their meals separately, then we would only focus on the individual who's submitting that application. So it really depends on that household relationship as far as whether or not they consider themselves one household or they could consider themselves like a separate household. I hope that makes sense.
All right. Thank you so much, Ismael. I think we have some questions in the chat. Let's see. One question asks, which residence should you apply under if you live on campus but your permanent residence is elsewhere?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that question? That's a great question, but I missed a piece of it.
Yeah, no worries. The question was, which residence should I apply under if you live on campus but your permanent resident is elsewhere?
Wherever you're living at now. So if you're living on campus, and we know that it's temporary, but if that's your current location, then you would apply with that address.
Where you're living at.
Okay. Let's see. Moving on to the next question, we have, are there any restrictions on which stores you can shop at?
So there's most markets, major grocery stores accept the CalFresh EBT card, most. There might be some smaller mom and pop shops who have not activated or installed the device that it takes EBT. So it really depends, but I would say that the majority of major grocery stores accept the EBT card.
Awesome. Let's see. We have another question. Can you receive EBT even though you're a full-time student but can't get a work-study job due to the pandemic?
Okay, so that's a great question. So again, one of the slides covers how the CalFresh program looks at student eligibility. So if someone meets the definition of a college student, in order for that individual to receive CalFresh benefits, they have to meet one of those exemptions that Tracy mentioned. And there's other exemptions, on that list. It's just that, we couldn't cover them all. So they do need to meet one of those exemptions in order for the college student to be eligible to the benefits. So if there are no type of exemptions that are being met, then unfortunately that individual would not be eligible to the CalFresh program. Again, if they meet that description of a college student, which is 18 to 49 and going full time, or so in a short answer, you have to meet one of those exemptions in order to qualify for the program.
And I think the key also for work study is you have to be approved for work study. As long as you are approved for work study, even if you don't have a work study site, if you're not working work study because there's nothing available, but as long as you're approved for work study, that's an exemption for you. Okay.
Awesome. Next question we have, anyone feel free to hop in on this one, is can CalFresh be used at farmers markets?
Yes.
So there are some not all farmers markets take EBT cards. So the student would just have to kind of do their little research. But there are farmers markets that accept the EBT card, CalFresh.
Awesome. And do students have to pay, this is my own question, do students have to pay back this money from CalFresh?
The answer is no. Again, it's a federal program, and it's basically just money for food, right? So like David mentioned, you can't buy anything that's not food. And so this is a supplement authorized by the federal government, which just basically helps people stretch their food budget, right? Giving them a little bit of extra money to purchase food. And there's no payback on that.
Awesome. Let's see, another question in the chat. I can actually help answer this one. The question was, where can I figure out if I'm approved for work study, even though I don't have a work study job? If you actually want to contact financial aid, they should be able to have that information, or it can even be posted on your MyCSUSM account if you were approved for work study. Financial aid should have also sent out an email saying that you are probably accepted for work study. So you might want to check out those resources as well. Let's see. Quick question. What is the max amount for one person for CalFresh for their benefits?
It depends on the income.
Oh, I'm sorry, for the
Okay.
max amount for, I'm sorry, Tracy, for the max amount for one person. So every October, the income limits change for the CalFresh program, which means that they usually go up, which means that someone who potentially wasn't eligible before because they met that, you know, max, could now be potentially eligible. But the current numbers as of October are for the maximum for one person. And I know this is what Tracy was going to say, is it depends if that person has income or not, right? So if they have income, then it varies because we have to do the budget and take into account any type of deductions that we can give them. But if it's a student that has no income and they qualify for the max, for one person, it's $204.
Or yeah, it just increased.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Let's see. Anyone else, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Got a lot of good information going.
Have one. About how long does the application process take to be processed once it's been filled out?
So that's a great question. So it was mentioned that the county has up to 30 days, right, to make a determination. I believe that our average right now is about 13 to 15 days on processing an application. David did mention that there's a lot of flexibilities that are going on right now, which means that if we get a complete application and there's nothing needed, we can take action on that application immediately and process it, disposition it, and issue those benefits out. So right now, the numbers are still very good. They're very well under the 30 days.
Oh, yeah.
But again, it all depends on the application. But there are no interviews that are being required currently. Previously, an interview would be required when you submit that application. Right now, those interviews, as David mentioned, are being waived. So as long as we have what we need on that application, the process should be fairly quick and simple.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Another question. Does having savings impact the CalFresh application?
So the answer is no. So there are no property limits for the CalFresh program. So you can have your savings account, you can own a car. It does not matter. They don't take that into account. Basically, if anything, it's do you meet the qualifications? Are you under the income limit? Right. But yes, so no issues with property.
Awesome. I believe it was mentioned earlier that there are certain like utility bills that you can include on your CalFresh application. Does anything like medicine, can you include like medicine bills on there as well?
So yes, you can. So if they have a recurring medical expense, I believe it's over $35, that they can actually get an increase in their benefits based on that medical deduction.
Mm-hmm. Provide receipts.
Right. Let's see. I believe I have another question. So what would you say? Sorry, go ahead.
No. Oh, I was just going to say, I'm going to address that one about a student who might be hesitant to apply because they don't want to take money away from someone who may need it more. You know what? No, please apply. Okay, we highly encourage that. You guys are going to school now, and you a lot of times need the extra support. Okay, so don't be hesitant thinking that you're taking money away from someone. So please don't feel that way at all. Thank you.
Awesome. Let's see. Go ahead and drop any questions.
I'd like to add something. Earlier there was a question as to what retailers accept the CalFresh EBT card. I know that I haven't been there for a while, but Trader Joe's accepts the EBT, okay? And then Costco also, but of course you have to go with someone with a membership or have your own membership card. So Costco does also for course of food and things. Thank you.
There's also online options, correct? Could you talk a little bit about where a student could shop if they maybe have an immune compromise, you know, and can't go to a store?
Yes, excellent question. So currently, that option really isn't available here in California yet when it comes down to online shopping with your CalFresh benefits. And I believe that the state was going to issue for additional guidance on that.
Mhm. Okay. I thought Walmart does sometimes delivery, but I don't think it's online, but you can do delivery. They said that there's a charge though, unless you, I think it was, unless you spend, is it $50 or $70 at one time? There is a delivery charge. However, they said if you have Amazon Prime, the delivery charge is waived. Okay, so Walmart, but I don't know if it's online or I don't know. It must be online. I don't know exactly how it works, but we're given that notice recently. So.
Let's see, and another question. If a student was to be part of EOP, for example, do they need to provide additional proof in order to prove that they are part of EOP?
So we would need something verifying that they are participating in that program. And usually they, that goes through their financial aid and, they give us, some sort of proof. We can also mail out a form that financial aid can sign out. But yes, we would need something to confirm their participation.
Awesome. Double checking if there's any other questions. I believe that is all the questions there is. Thank you so much for presenting on CalFresh. Really appreciate that. It was really broken down really well, and you can tell that the CalFresh process shouldn't be too difficult and is something that college students should definitely apply for.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Right. If there's not any last notes, I will move on. Thank you so much for sharing your screen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Yes. All right, so we're going to move on to the next portion of the webinar. We're actually going to break into our first giveaway, so everyone get ready for that. Let me share my screen. All right, so we have our first giveaway. Let me just break down the rules. So only CSUM students can participate. The first student to answer the question with the correct answer will win the prize. So we have 2 questions coming up. So we have 2 chances of winning this CSUSM tote bag. But don't worry, if you don't win this round, we have 2 more questions at the end. And if you win, I will be contacting you. So make sure that you just keep an eye on your chat, okay? All right. So let me just open up my chat.
No, I mean, do you want them to send it to you directly or just put it in the chat so everyone can see, or just to you is fine?
Let's see if you can send to the chat, just so we can see who's the first one to answer. So everybody, you can just respond to the chat. You don't have to send it to me privately. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Ready? The first question is, let's see. Does CalFresh offer daily, monthly, or annual benefits? So everybody get ready and go ahead and type. All right, we have Fernando. Yes, the correct answer is monthly. CalFresh offers monthly benefits. And keep an eye out because I will be getting in contact with you. Let's see. All right, we're moving on to the next question. So Fernando won the first, what is it? First tote bag. Congratulations. And we're going to the next question. Ready? It's going to be, how can you access your CalFresh benefits? Remember when they were mentioning where you can use it at stores and how you can use your CalFresh benefits at stores? What was that thing called? All right, we have Victoria. Yes, through an EBT card, which is really easy, and it's easy as using a debit card. So congratulations, Victoria. I will be sending you a link. Please fill that out. And also Fernando, I sent you that link as well. So let me just get that done. Yeah, yes, congratulations to you both. But don't worry, we have 2 more chances and other prizes. So stay tuned towards the end. All right, so we are going to move on to our next set of presentations. And our first presentation is going to be from Cougar Care Network. So I'm going to slide to that next presentation and you can go ahead and introduce yourself. Let me just move on.
I'm sorry,
Hi
Naomi.
everyone. My name is Bob. Oh, no, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. No, I was just going to say, Naomi, that that if it's okay, the county team will now leave. And if you have additional questions, please feel free to email me directly.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ismail. Yes, that is fine. Thank you again for taking your time to come and present to us today.
Oh, our pleasure. Thank you so much for the wonderful work you guys are all doing. Thank you. Sorry, Bonnie.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, goodbye. Bye.
Bye. Hi, everyone. It's good to see you virtually. I'm Bonnie Campbell, and I'm the care manager with Cougar Care Network. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about what Cougar Care Network is, what we do, and how we can help you. Can you pull up this slide, Noemi? Oh, or Alondra, thank you so much. So you can see our mission is pretty simple but comprehensive. We provide information, resources, and support for students who may be dealing with really any kind of challenge, whether it be a personal or family challenge, academic challenge, financial, mental health concerns, any kind of challenge that's impacting your ability to focus on your classes and to do well with school. We can work with you and help and support you to try to overcome those challenges. These are, if you look at the different concerns that I have listed there, these are just examples of some of the ways in which we can help support you and provide resources. We tend to call ourselves a first-stop shop because we want students to know if you've got an issue or a concern and you just don't even know where to begin to get help for it, you can always call us and we can direct you to the right resource or again, help you with any concerns that you have. I'll stick to kind of financial concerns that we can help with right now since that's, we're talking about basic needs. And we actually now on campus have emergency housing for up to 30 days for students who are housing insecure. And that can mean you're homeless, living in your car, or you're couch surfing. You're having to go from friend's home to friend's home or even a relative's home because you don't have your own place where you can live and you're stable. So if you or other students that you know are experiencing housing insecurity, we encourage you to call us or email us. You can look at, just type in CCN in the search box on the CSUSM website to find us, or call us at 760-750-4935, or you can email us ccn@csusm.edu. And we're happy to help you. I'll reach out to you, talk with you about your housing situation, provide you resources, work with you to get you in our 30-day emergency housing if that's what's needed, while we help you connect with community agencies that can get you started in and moving into more permanent, stable situations. We can also oh, thank you for putting that in the chat. That would be great, Chuck. Any kind of, like if you have a job loss or transportation issues, you know, we work with you to try to access resources that can help you in those areas. Also, we connect students with the Student Emergency Fund if you are experiencing any kind of financial emergency. The Student Emergency Fund is for currently enrolled students. They can provide $350 to help you towards your financial emergency. You just have to complete an application online and provide documentation about that emergency. For instance, if your car broke down and you need help with getting it repaired, you can just upload that. If you don't know what kind of documentation you need, we will reach out to you. So as soon as you submit an application, Cougar Care Network will reach out to you to make sure we can help you identify the documentation you need, and also help you with other kinds of financial resources that you may not have thought of that can help you stretch your dollars. We as well, I won't get into these others since we're talking primarily, like I said, about basic needs, but I just would encourage you again, if you're having any kind of concerns that are impacting your ability to do well academically. This has been a very challenging semester for everyone. Virtual instruction has been extremely challenging. Feel free to reach out to us. And if we can't help you ourselves, we'll get you to the place that can. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Bonnie. That was great information. It's good to know that the Cougar Care Network, it doesn't just tackle one thing, but it's a whole umbrella of topics that obviously will affect student success. So it's great that you're just helping out student needs and make sure that they're successful in school. But thank you.
Okay, thank you all.
If there are any questions, we will move on. Okay, so I think we'll carry on. Let's see. Yes, our next speaker is going to be Alondra Gutierrez, and she's going to talk about the ASI Crew Pantry. So go ahead, Alondra.
Hi, everyone. It's great that you all are joining us today. My name is Alondra, and yes, I will be touching a little bit about the current operations of the ASI Crew Pantry. All right, Naomi, can you hit the next? Is there a next slide, Naomi?
Yes, give me 1 second.
All right, so who can visit the ASI Cougar Pantry? I've actually had a couple alumni who have passed through distributions asking if the pantry is available to them. Unfortunately, the Cougar Pantry is only available to current students. And so we are operating currently on a drive up system. And so we are at Campus Way Circle. And so basically what you do is you just drive through. Like if you were driving through a drive-through at a restaurant. We also have walk-up services for students who do not have access to transportation or may live in housing, and it's easier for them to just walk there. So we have 2 check-in tables. That way we make sure that we don't have the people who are walking up in the path of cars who are driving through. So we really haven't stopped operating since the onset of the pandemic. Which has been good and a little stressful, right? So we've really been continuing to provide for our students. Now, we have a total of 3 ongoing distribution ways of us to give groceries out. As I mentioned, we have our Wednesday mobile pantry distributions from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. At Campus Way Circle. In addition to that, we also now have Thursday distributions from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Where students can make an appointment between those times to pick up a bag. We're trying to accommodate to those who may not be able to attend our Wednesday distribution, whether it be because they are working or they have class. So we're really working to try to find different options for students to be able to get some food. In addition to that, we also have Fresh Market Mondays, which are every first Monday of the month. And so basically what Fresh Market Mondays are is another distribution opportunity for students to get fresh produce in addition to any other dry goods that we have for that day. But the big focus of this is the fresh produce. And so those are every first Monday of the month from 8 to 10 a.m. And again, they are also at Campus Way Circle and open to CSUSM students. So that is the Cougar Pantry.
Awesome. Thank you, Alondra. Cougar Pantry really has been flexible during these times, so it's great that they're able to do a couple distributions throughout the week. So thank you. Let's see. And we're going to move on, and this is where I talk about a little bit more about ASI CalFresh. Let's go on. All right, so on campus here at CSUSM, we are continuing ASI CalFresh applications assistance. So it's all through Zoom now currently, and appointments are from Tuesdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Thursdays from 10 p.m. to 2 p.m. And this is where I can help you with your CalFresh application, walk you through the application itself on Get CalFresh, or I can help you fill out your SAR7, which is a semi-annual report you have to submit every 6 months. And I can also help you renew your application, which is done every year. If you have any general CalFresh questions or where to use your EBT card, I can help you and direct you where you can use your benefits. If there's another question you have or a specific contact that you need to reach, I can also reach you to the appropriate contacts so that your CalFresh application does not get impacted. For any updates about CalFresh, you can actually follow our social media at ASI_CSUSM. We post a lot of updates about CalFresh, any changes to the interview process, if there's any other updates like pandemic EBT or where you can apply or other appropriate contacts and where you can buy food with your EBT. So that's where a lot of our updates are posted. So feel free to follow those. And again, if you have any questions or if you're just curious about CalFresh, if you may be eligible or not, you can always contact CalFresh at csusm.edu and I can help you right away. So we're going to move on if there's no other questions about CalFresh. Just making sure. All right, so we're going to go on to the second giveaway. So everybody get ready. These were based on the last, mostly on the first two presentations, so get ready. So again, the rules, CSUM students can only participate. If you already won, then you can't win another prize again, but you can also just know the answer in your head and be like, I know all these resources and where to go for them. All right, so the first question I'm going to ask is actually to get this crew neck sweater. It's a really nice color. And the last question, they're going to get an ASI hammock. So you can also relax while you're doing your studying for your midterms and your finals. All right. So we're going to go ahead. Let me get the chat box ready. And the first question is, when does the ASI Career Pantry hold Fresh Market Monday and at what time? So go ahead and reply in the chat. Remember, is it every Monday? Not sure. Okay. It was Natalie. Yes, every first Monday of the month from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. So make sure you show up, and we're actually going to have one soon, this upcoming November. So make sure you're there to grab some fresh produce. And I will be messaging you, Natalie. So keep an eye out for that. Let's see. make sure you fill out that form I sent you so we can get your prize shipped to you. Right, so the next question, everybody ready? All right, the next question is, let's see. What are 2 of the 4 ways the Career Care Network supports students? If you remember, Bonnie had 4 bullet points listed on her presentation. What are 2 of them? See, we're getting close. What were the ones she mentioned on her presentation? She did mention the ASI Emergency Fund and CalFresh, but there's 4 specific topics that she helps out with. If you think, what's another word for, there was one that talked about money, but there's another word, starts with an F. We're getting close. There's a couple other topics that she helps out with. I know it's a trickier question. It's because we're giving out a hammock.
Yeah, there's specific 4 concerns, 4 areas in which we can help assist students. 4 kinds of challenges.
Let's see, you go to school, so there's another word that starts with an A. And there's also your own concerns or own issues. So what's another word for yourself or your starts with a P? All right. Anais like really trying hard. She got financial and she has personal concerns. All right, you got it, Anais. You worked really hard for that one. And I will be contacting you. All right, let me just send that out to you. All right, make sure to fill those forms out so that I can ship those prizes to you. But you won the hammock, so congratulations. And congratulations to all our winners who got the crew neck, the tote bag, and the hammock. All right. So this concludes today's webinar. I want to say thank you so much to our panelists for coming by today and giving their presentations. It's great for students to be aware of these resources that are offered on campus. So it's just so that when we need a hand, we know that it's there, and it would also help support our academic success and be able to get that end of the day goal and be able to graduate. I have posted all of the appropriate contacts. So here's the ASI CalFresh contact, the Cougar Pantry contact, and also the Cougar Care Network contact. Sorry. So feel free to contact all of these. And you can also follow social media and on Instagram. There is a lot of them that post updates and events for each of these. So if there are not any other questions, I will stop. And you also feel free to take a picture of this if you want to.
Let me, oh, Naomi, can you go back to that slide so I can put the links in the chats?
Yes. Give me 1 second. Go back. All right. 1 second. There we go. And again, thank you so much for attending. CalFresh Extravaganza wouldn't happen if we didn't have attendees. So thank you so much for stopping by and learning about these resources. Again, if you have any questions about CalFresh, come by and you can contact me at this email or visit our website to see those requirements that are the San Diego County folks mentioned earlier. Right, so for those winners, don't forget to fill out that form so we can ship out your prize item. And let's see, Alondra posted all the links, so feel free to follow those links. And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.